notice of appeal, we would ask that you suspend the jail sentence in light of the filing of the notice of appeal.
Did I do what?
Suspend the jail sentence in light of the notice of filing of appeal.
That will be respectfully denied. Yes, Mark. Mr. Lewis.
If you could be stayed in light of our notice of appeal.
No. I'm not staying. No. The wheels of justice turn slowly, and sometimes the hammer of justice has to fall, and it's falling right here, right now.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala. Jussie Smollett remains in Cook County Jail, but his attorneys are working to change that. And as you just saw, they have been working towards that goal since the moment he heard the judge's ruling. The defense is claiming he didn't receive a fair trial and filed a motion for a new proceeding, saying in part that errors in pretrial motions and during his trial were not addressed by the court, and Smollett's Sixth Amendment rights were violated. So what is next for Jussie? Again, still with me, my guest for the entire hour, attorney for Jussie Smollett, Tamara A. Walker. Tamara, I just want to go on record now, before we get into this motion for a new trial, as to what Jussie's official story is that happened here. We know that you're saying that you don't believe that the jury verdict was correct. Jussie clearly says that he's innocent. So what exactly is his story? Because I know that there's some issues as to who the actual attackers were, the race of those attackers, et cetera. What is the story for the record?
Okay, so that's an interesting question that I don't know if this hour would fulfill, because, there's details that are important to be able to fully answer that question. At the end of the day, Jussie's boils down to this. His claim, and we maintain his innocence, is that the Osendero brothers basically set him up because they wanted a job working as his security detail. He was close with the younger brother, and the younger brother learned how much the security paid. He would often ask about the job. Jussie wouldn't, allow them to be his security. And so after he received the hate mail at the studio, at the Fox studio, that was when, the studio offered to get him security. The brothers wanted security. Jussie turned it down. And so it's Jussie's thought that they may have done this in order to make him think he needed security. That's what it boils down to, without going into the specifics and the details that have already been litigated. I do want to take this opportunity too, though, because you brought up the point that this case was a little different than some of the previous, filing false police reports, that type of thing. I see it differently, Michael, and I hope we can really discuss this. I think the earliest accuser who falsely accused someone was the accuser in Emmett Till's case. A 14-year-old boy ended up murdered over false accusations. You fast forward to something like the Central Park, as we call her, Karen, who falsely reported that this black man was committing a crime against her when he was simply there bird watching. So I think we need to keep in perspective that often people who...
All right, looks like we lost her there just for a second. While we try to get her back, what I want to do is I'll play some quick sound from the judge. Hopefully she'll be able to hear this. This is where the judge explains what he thought was overwhelming evidence in this case of Smollett's guilt. Let's listen real quick.
Officer Bay gets a simple question: what happened? And then you start to lie. And you haven't stopped lying ever since. You've been lying and lying and lying about this case, and that's why you're here today. You want to fake an incident on the street, try to get some attention at work, try to have somebody else feel sorry for you. That would never have got you here. The problem was you lied to the police, and you caused all kinds of consternation. You caused a major investigation to take place, which got many people involved and caused great stress throughout the city and throughout the entire community here, and that's the problem. That's why you're here now. Those were the crimes you're convicted of. Not the shenanigans out there, but the lying about it, making it up, and that's why we're here now. You repeated your lies at the hospital. 6 counts were put together. The jury found you guilty of 5 of them. One was a little bit different than the others, and I understand that. Let me say, from my vantage point, and I was obviously here at every stage of this trial, I thought the jury's verdict was accurate, correct, wholly corroborated, but what could only be described as overwhelming evidence of guilt against you for lying.
All right, still with me, attorney for Jussie Smollett, Tamara A. Walker. Tamara, I just want to make sure that you were able to finish your answer there in terms of connecting to Emmett Till and other whistleblowers in that sense to Jussie Smollett.
Right. Well, I don't know if I call them whistleblowers. I'm calling them false accusers, cross-racial false accusers, because some of the animus in this case has been, well, Mr. Smollett tried to create a race war, those types of things. But it's funny then when the roles are reversed, and it often has been, where it's typically, as it's historically been, white women accusing black men of some crime that was not committed, and no charges happen or a slap on the wrist occurs. In Emmett Till's case, she finally confessed in a book, but that hasn't done anything. She's almost 90 years old. She's been able to live her life while he was not, because of her false accusations. The Central Park Karen, that could have been a very dangerous situation. Thankfully, he was able to show that he was simply, bird watching and minding his own business. But there have been plenty of examples between those two. So I think we should put it in perspective of what actually happens. As far as people making false accusations, since that's been what he's convicted of. But, this is not some sort of thing we've never heard of in our lives. This is the biggest deal in the world. It's not. And there have been people who've lost their lives over false accusations. So I think we should keep a sense of perspective.
All right, point well taken. Let's go into now your motion for new trial. There's a couple of interesting things in there. Again, another one deals with the judge and his handling of the pre-trial process, voir dire. Tell me a little bit about that aspect of your motion for a new trial.
Sure. So during voir dire, as I stated previously, we were not able to ask questions of the jury. And, I want to be fair. It is Judge Lynn's policy that he generally asks the questions during voir dire. We objected strenuously. The reason is simple. This was a case that was unique in that there were years of publicity that were not favorable to our client. And we felt as if we were the ones who were best in a position to be able to ferret out bias. It's a little different when jurors are talking to, or potential jurors are talking to, the man in the black robe versus the attorneys. Their demeanor could be different. There's a number of observations that we might make that he may not. There's a number of ways they may interact with him differently than they would with us. And we felt that was very important. So then we submitted questions to be asked by the judge, and he did not ask all the questions. That put us also in a difficult position because there was key information we weren't able to obtain. For a case like this, our jury selection process was only a matter of hours. We picked a jury and did opening statements the same day. For a case like this that had been going on for as long as it had, with as much publicity as it incurred, that was an extremely short time period from our perspective.
All right, the other one I want to just address is you're seeking the recusal, or wanted the recusal of one of the prosecutors in the case, because he had actually, in your estimation, according to the paperwork, become a witness because of coercion of a particular witness in this case. I think it's important that viewers know about that particular claim as well.
Right. So what happened, there was a witness by the name of Anthony Moore. And when he came to the office, we were surprised. We knew that he had given a version to the police where he said that he came in very close contact with one of the individuals who I guess was leaving the scene of the attack with Mr. Smollett. And he got so close to him, he was within feet, shined his flashlight, and he saw white skin under this person's ski mask. And that had been what he told police, very clearly, unequivocally, unimpeached. So then he was later interviewed by the special prosecutor's office, and he said, and it was very interesting, he said in there that, he had been confronted with who the actual guys were, and although his original statement was truthful, in light of the prosecutors telling him that it's these two, African men, that, he must have been mistaken. So this is what we knew when he came to the office. When he comes to the office, he said voluntarily, I was there for hours. I felt as if I would continue to be there unless I changed my story. And that is what he repeated on the stand. We were stunned because we were not expecting that. We knew, obviously, that he stuck to his initial chain of events because he said my initial truthful account, which doesn't often happen when someone changes their version. So that's what happened in court. He pointed out the prosecutor that had been questioning him, and then one of the members of our team made a motion based on that.
All right, very interesting stuff. All right, appreciate that, Tamara. Stand by. It's time for us to take a quick break. When we come back, for today's Talkback, instead of us posting a question as we usually do, you, our viewers, got to ask the questions tonight. Attorney Tamara A. Walker will have answers to some of your burning questions just after the break. You don't want to miss it. Keep it right here on your front row seat to Justin.